I am going to sort the playable characters of Chrono Trigger in Hogwarts Houses. Before I begin, first a little quick overview of the houses. Godric Gryffindor values bravery and chivalry. Hufflepuff praises loyalty, fairness and honesty. And Hufflepuff is also the one willing to take all those students that the other founders wouldn't accept. Rowena Ravenclaw values most of all intelligence and creativity. And Salazar Slytherin values ambition, leadership skills and cunning. Well, without further ado, I will start the sorting and I will take on the characters in reversed order in which they join the party, so starting with Magus and ending with our hero Chrono himself. Let's get this show on the road, shall we? Magus is already one of the hardest to place. Putting him in Slytherin sounds obvious, but there is actually more to his character than that. He is, most of all, devoted to his older sister Scala and tries to do everything to get her back. His unwavering devotion and loyalty do actually show him more to be a true Hufflepuff. But he also appears very clever, especially when you meet his younger self. You'll find out that his intelligence belies his age. So that would actually plead for Ravenclaw. And yet, he's also courageous, constantly putting his life on the line for his sister's sake. So that actually pleads for Gryffindor. Now, it's not that he doesn't show the qualities Slytherin values. We do see that he does quite a share of dirty, cunning tricks. But it's not that he had much of a choice. He had to play it safely while he was under Ozzy, and Flea. But he did manage to make them believe he was on their side, while in fact he was not. Actually, he used them in hopes to get him closer to Lavos so he could try to defeat the evil creature, since Lavos was responsible for him getting lost in time and losing his sister in the process. So in the end, Magus shows the qualities of all four Hogwarts founders. Now think the dirty tricks he played on Ozzy, and Flea, who believed to be his allies, and his role to try to manipulate Zeal, who never knew he was the older version of her own son, so he even dared to manipulate his own mother, are most prominent in the storyline. So I think I will still stick with Slytherin. Now Ayla is not that much easier to place than Magus, as she too has qualities all four founders prize. Well, perhaps that could also be the reason why she's my favorite character of the game. And yes, even Slytherin is represented in her, for Slytherin is said to value great leadership skills, and Ayla happens to be the chieftain of her tribe, and a damn good one. She does not back out to play dirty if she has to, but it is pretty clear that Ayla is a woman of honor and hates going that route and will avoid it when she can, so that is why I will eliminate Slytherin from my list of options. For a cave woman, she does also show a lot of intelligence. As a cave woman, she cannot be expected to understand modern technology, but she just tries to understand it, is very creative in making the entire concept of technology understandable in her own way, and that is just one of the many examples that shows she's actually very, very clever. You may easily miss that about her, since she does not speak in a proper grammar, but don't be fooled. However, her most prominent qualities are those of both Hufflepuff and Gryffindor. As a true leader, Ayla does take responsibility for her own actions, and is willing to die for a tribe if she has to. Yet she also shows great wisdom, and she is open for other worlds and cultures, and when she defeats her nemesis Azala, she is even forgiving to her, even going so far that she is willing to risk her life to save Azala from a certain death. Yet Azala's pride does not allow her to be saved by apes, as she calls humans, and Ayla does accept Azala's dignity and does not try to enforce her own human way of thinking on her. Now Ayla will stand up to her own tribe members and even her own lover if she feels they are doing something bad, showing that she has a very great sense of justice. Also, which she shows way more than any other character in the game. So in the end, Hufflepuff or Gryffindor will have to do. In the end, I decided that Ayla's bravery and willingness to put her life on the line for her tribe, the greater good in general, but even for her enemies, shows that she should be in the house of Godric Gryffindor. Robo is of course not a human being, but a machine who became sentient due to Luca's work. The feature that comes forward the most in him is his loyalty. One may say that he does show intelligence and bravery at the times, but his loyalty is actually what came out the most for me. So I think the house of Helga Hufflepuff suits him best. Glenn, also known as Frog, does appear to be a bit of a coward, as he basically always ran away from his responsibilities. The truth is that he's just insecure. Yet he overcomes it and dares to overcome his fears and face them. And for that, I still think I should place him in Gryffindor. Luca is an absolute no-brainer. She is the most intelligent member of the group and also a very creative one. Her inventions are not only the start of the entire adventure, but on multiple occasions her knowledge of technology and her understanding of technology and her creative ways to get stuff done with technology prove to be essential to bring the story to a good ending. So where else than in the house of Rowena Ravenclaw could I place her? Don't hate me, but here I am going to take the hard take. Slytherin. Marl is by far the most cunning and manipulative character in the group, and she never takes no for an answer. She hates all kinds of royal protocols and seeks to violate them all. Actually, she manipulated herself into Chrono's companionship, manages pretty well to boss him around, and in a subtle yet pushy manner. And when being mistaken for the Queen in the Middle Ages, she is not above abusing the situation. However, if a paradox erases her from existence, she gets revealed, but if that didn't happen, nobody would ever have noticed. Slytherin, it is for her. Chrono is, of course, as a silent protagonist, hard to judge in personality, but still his bravery is stands out the most. He constantly puts his life on the line for his friends and is even willing to allow himself to get completely destroyed for his friends' sake. Well, if that doesn't qualify for Gryffindor, then what does? And so far, this sorting. No, I am not going to sort Chrono Cross. I never finished that game. And well, for good reasons. That game is, in my personal opinion, a complete mockery of what made the first game so great, and is actually a complete ruination of what could have been a wonderful franchise. So no, I'm not going to do that. I might soon come up with another game or another movie or another, well, whatever. We'll see. Anyway, this is it for this video. I'll see you another time. Goodbye, au revoir, auf Wiedersehen and tot ziens.